As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. "Come follow me," Jesus said, "and I will send you out to fish for people." At once they left their nets and followed him. Going on from there, he saw two other brothers, James son of Zebedee and his brother John. They were in a boat with their father Zebedee, preparing their nets. Jesus called them, and immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. Matthew 8:14-17. Jesus teaches from the boats. The Sea of Galilee would have been known as the Lake of Gennesaret in this region. Because of tradition, we've come to think of this lake as a sea, but it is a freshwater lake. Interestingly, it is 209 meters below sea level, making it the second lowest lake in the world, right above the DC, which is also a lake. Jesus is already drawing a crowd, and he decides to use one of the boats on the shore as a platform to speak from. In the boat, he could push off and address the people present, but they would no longer be able to crowd him. So he gets in Simon Peter's boat and has him pull away from the shore while he speaks to the people. The fishermen followed Jesus. Luke tells us that the boats pulled up to the shore, and the disciples left everything and followed him. The way it's written makes it seem like at that moment James, John, and Simon just abandoned all their stuff and walked off into the horizon with Jesus. But it's more likely that Luke is telling us that this is the moment that made the men decide to follow Jesus. It appears that the three men had formed a sort of fishing cooperative. Luke tells us that these men were Simon's partners. This was a pretty common setup. It helped ensure that if one person had a bad night fishing, they were still pooling their income with others. They succeeded or failed together, as we'll see in a moment. These partners go back to fishing. So it's not like they just abandoned their boats here for 3 years. They had families to care for and others they fished with. For instance, Matthew and Mark tell us that James and John fished with their father. So the fishing co-op still function, just not with these disciples.